4 minutes after 7, welcome to the second hour. And Keron Rose, the digipreneur, again, technology conversation. We discuss matters that I say resonate with the times that we live because, again, so many different career paths, so many different avenues you can go down now to bring home the bread. And one that's very popular that many know about is this whole concept of being an influencer marketing. But the question is, how do we do it right? And that's the question I posed to Keron this morning. Keron, great to see you. Good Tuesday morning.
Happy Tuesday. Thank you for having me again.
So I was telling you off air, because the conversation was so sweet, we started during the commercial break. Influencers are very important. A lot of companies will hire influencers now to impact the market, put product in hand, or put them in a particular place or situation so that the eyeballs, right, those 500,000, quarter K, the million followers, or even millions that these influencers have at their disposal would look on, and let's say we get 10% of the people looking on to buy in. The company does well. But how do we do it right is the question, because in the case of the women, and again, no disrespect to the ladies looking on this morning, but lots of the younger women, they show us skin, they put the assets out, and hey, people log on, and they're doing quite well. So I'm saying, do we have to show skin to do it right, Keron? Because that's a clear, sure winning shot when it comes to marketing. Sex sells. Yeah. That's been going on for years, even before social media. They're using women to sell tires, Keron.
Yeah, you know what, and that is the crazy thing, right? So, influencer marketing. I think one of the most important things is that people forget that influencer marketing is a business tool, right? Businesses use people who have influence to be able to sway their opinions so that they can go and do a decision, whether that be to purchase a product, whether it be to come to an event, join their email list, whatever the business is trying to push for, they can use somebody who has influence in the market to get them to do a decision. Now, where we do influencer marketing really, really wrong Caribbean-wide, this isn't just something that's happening in Trinidad, is we tend to forget that, or we mix up the fact that just because you have a following doesn't make you an influencer. Businesses tend to use popular people, but don't really use people who actually have influence. And the difference being is, think about your own purchasing habits. You might decide to spend some big money on a brand new camera, or you might go and buy a new car, or you might look to do something where you need to do a little bit of research first, right? When you jump on Google and you type in, hey, top 10 new microphones, top 10 new cars, top 10 new cameras, you're looking for people who are going to review and break down, people who are subject matter experts in that respect, in that field, and you're looking to get their opinion on what they think is the best products. And because they are a specialist in that field, they can sway your decision to make that purchase. So that is really what influencer marketing is about. It's really about businesses working with subject matter experts to help sway their opinion so that a customer can make a purchasing decision. But we in the Caribbean, we tend to just go and find popular people who have a big following in hopes that we can reach the masses. But the reality is that the popular people that we work with don't actually have any influence.
So it's really a handicap in a sense to represent a brand, and let's say you have no intimate knowledge, you can't even explain or go into details concerning the said product, but you're just obviously popular. So, you know, product placement, it's there, it's in the background, you're holding it in hand, it's in your music video, it's when you're on a vacation with your nice shots, it's right there in the mix. I guess that's how we go about it, yeah, you know, Keron. But I understand what you're saying. You're saying that one must have an intimate understanding, really, and that is the real genesis of influencer marketing.
Correct, because again, if somebody has intimate knowledge of whatever the product is and whatever the industry is, when we, the consumers, are looking to buy or do something, we want to go and seek the opinions of professionals in order to make that decision. So we have a lot of popular people who are just creating content, and that's great. They can definitely do that. There's a space for that, right? But the businesses need to start making better decisions as to who do we decide to work with who can actually influence the market. Now, that's one of the problems, right? The other problem is you guys, the businesses work with all these influencers, they give them product, they make them do ads, cool. But then what is the ROI? How are you able to track if whether or not the influencer is working for you or if they actually have influence? When the businesses don't even have any of the technology or tools set up to even track if anything is even working. That is the second biggest problem, not understanding the technology or the tools that is used in influencer marketing in order to see whether or not influencers are actually working for you when you are working with them.
And in that regard, because you want to get returns on your investment, you're putting in an investment, to get an influencer to be part of a campaign is not a cheap undertaking. But I'm thinking here, and again, I'll give you a chance to explain what tools can be used to really measure in real time the returns.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking it's a more economy of scale kind of decision because, again, Keron, if you are coming to the table with 500,000 followers, I bring you on board to be part of my product to sell shoes. I'm hoping if I could get 10% of your followers to log on, that should be a bump. But the question is, how do I quantify, how do I measure if that 10% really came to the table in the next, or coming to the table in the next 3 months? What can we use?
So here's what businesses, this is what they're not thinking about, right? So you could be running ads on whatever social media platform you want. Maybe you have a billboard. Maybe you took out a jingle on the radio. Maybe you have a TV ad running and you're doing influencer marketing. How do you know what is actually working for you? What is actually bringing in the sales? So what happens is, we'll talk to businesses and the businesses will be like, yes, we use X, Y, and Z influencer and the campaign worked out great. Okay, what is great? Well, we made money. Okay, cool. How are you tracking that? Oh, well, we just know that we use them for a period and we've seen a bump in numbers. But you're also doing other marketing activities. So you have no idea how to attribute or how to tell which channel that you were using is actually bringing in the business, which is a bad business. That's bad marketing. So tools that we are able to use right now, the biggest one is having your website, right? When you have your website, you are able to give codes, promotional codes, whether it be to influencers, or you could put a specific code on a billboard or give the radio ad a specific code. And that way, when people use those codes to use a discount, you can tell what channel is bringing in the most revenue for you. Another major tool or platform that we use in the marketing world is something called a CRM, a customer relationship management tool. One of the big popular ones is one called HubSpot. HubSpot can actually track. It looks at where all of the people are coming from on your website, looks at their IP addresses, and it can see which channel is working for you. Was it LinkedIn? Was it Facebook? Was it Google? Was it Instagram? It sees where everybody is coming in from. That way you can tell what platform is working for you and also who is bringing in the business for you. That way you know, okay, if you work with 3 influencers, which influencer is even working for you?
Well, the thing is, Keron, before we wrap things up, I go back to how I started with ladies who use their assets. Again, that's their choice, and we have seen it work for many. Didn't work for some, but less than more. We look at the Kim Kardashians of the world, all the top names, and the kind of impact and the kind of attention comes around when they are endorsing a product. We look at athletes too. We look at the Messi effect, the Cristiano Ronaldo effect. I go back to the days, even before social media, with Michael Jordan, when he was drinking with the like Mike campaign. Everybody wanted to go out and be like Mike. So really and truly, sometimes star power really could bring in the bucks and bring in the returns. But as you rightfully said, there must be ways to track and to really measure if indeed it's a consistent bump.
Yeah, so when you're talking about, using celebrities, the mega celebrities to bring awareness to your campaign, that's one thing, right? But the reality is that we're in Trinidad and Tobago. We're in the Caribbean. We don't have an economy of scale. We are an extremely small economy in comparison, right? We are also living in a digital world where now we have a lot of tools that are able to now help us make big business decisions. Most of Trinidad and Tobago is made up of small business and medium-sized businesses. They're not bringing in a Michael Jordan. They're not working with a Messi. The influencers that we are utilizing are not on the level of any of the mega superstars to begin with. So we need to start making better decisions. We need to put the right tools in place. That way we can actually measure to see what is working and who, if we do work with an influencer, who is working. But the biggest takeaway is start using people who are aligned with your business. Don't just find popular people who are showing skin or showing their abs or are just comedians and use them and hope that they're going to be able to bring in sales for you. No, find people who actually have a subject expertise within your space, because even somebody who has 1,000 followers, who's a micro influencer, creating content in your industry can do way more good for your brand than somebody who has 50,000 followers who has nothing to do with your industry. That person does not have any sort of sway or influence in your industry and market.
Hey, Keron, I want to thank you. Some of them influencers will be upset with you and they'll say, hey, take this man off. This man cutting with food.
You know what? Yes, but the other ones who are specializing in an industry, these are the ones who are clapping and saying, yes, you know what? Finally, somebody is speaking up for us.
Yes, Keron, I want to thank you, man. Keep it real. I mean, listen, you know the metrics, you understand the holistic picture, and I always thank you for your advice. And we look forward to another great conversation next week, God spare. All the best, my friend.
Thanks again. See you next week. Take care.
Oh, my goodness. Keron Rose, the digipreneur. I mean, listen, he holds no water, you know, no water in his mouth at all. He speaks it as it is. I mean, he's an expert in his field, so he understands the bigger picture. Let's come back. We get into our conversations on cancer. That's next. Yes, important discussions around the corner. See you soon.